four, three, two, one. Welcome back. Five, four, three, two, one. Welcome everybody out there to Divorce Devil episode 65. Rachel and David on the mics. Today we're talking about therapy, all sorts of therapy, professional and non-professional. What kind of therapy are you, have you, or will you reach out in your post-divorce space? There are so many types of therapy. What is your flavor? Next on Divorce Devil Podcast.
Hey.
All right, Rachel, we're talking about therapy.
Yes.
So let's go down here. So professional therapy. What do you think?
My my past of different therapy types was grief. I lost a child when I was pregnant, 35 weeks, and my first bout with therapy was grief therapy. And it was group. It was me being able to sit back, relax, and when I was ready to talk about it. And believe it or not, it wasn't right away because I didn't know what was expected of me. And I didn't want to feel like mine was worse than anybody's. And I didn't want to feel like, mine took precedence over anybody.
But you almost became part of a club, though.
And it was a club that nobody wants to be in, of course. And it's a club that, you find your people in that because they absolutely know what you're going through. Even like a spouse doesn't know what, the pregnant wife went through. Even though they're in the same situation, going through the steps of being pregnant, having to deliver my son, having to do all this other stuff. Another woman in the group knew me and how I was feeling exactly, even though my spouse was also grieving.
So it's almost like-minded people.
Yeah.
I think another drawback can be a drawback to professional therapy is cost.
Yeah.
Not everybody has a lot of money after going through divorce or going through divorce. So I think group therapy probably works better for a lot of people because it's cheaper.
Well, and here's another thing. Like when I got divorced, automatically I lost insurance and I didn't have my job because COVID. And to get a job where they were giving me insurance and, dental, whatever, medical, and to get therapy in a new job, you're like, I have a problem. Can you help me? I'm sad. And so there's a lot of stigma that goes into therapy, the word. But I think when you put it in, just go talk to someone that's neutral. I think that's why I was more willing to step out into a divorce group. Like bereavement, I'm like, I'm sad. Okay, someone talk to me. Someone do something. And I love to talk. But it was also one of those things, I don't want to talk about it because then I know I'm sad.
But a divorce is a loss. Grief.
And yeah. I think because of that.
7 stages, whatever.
Yeah, and because of that grief group, I was able to be like, okay, I know there's steps and I know I'm going to go ebbs and flows. It's going to be a roller coaster. And it didn't prepare me so much for the different aspects because divorce is definitely different because there's way more people involved. But it prepared me as it's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. It's okay to say whatever in the time of that angst and grow from it.
What's a good way to pick a good therapist? How do you start the process, you think? What kind of advice can you give the people to pick a therapist? That's a tough one right there.
So right out of mine was like, where's it free? Where can it be free? Where can I go? And it only costs a little bit of money because, my financial thing for a while was I didn't know where I was going and what $27 could get me. But when I found out there was a church group, it was, bring a snack kind of thing. It was like a potluck. You're going to come, just talk, make some friends, figure your shit out.
Next time, bring orange wedges and Capri Suns.
Isn't that soccer?
Yes.
Okay. Wrong group?
Yep.
So I think, and I feel like this is a misconstrued thought of what therapy is.
But it's our show.
If I'm going to a therapist that I'm paying $300 an hour for, I want my $300 $300 worth? And what does that actually mean?
Yeah.
Does she have to solve all my problems in
how
one
do
day?
you
Because I
define
only,
that?
yeah, because if I only have $300 and I'm paying to come see you for 1 hour and I need you to fix all my problems, is that necessarily fair to the therapist? And it sure isn't fair to you to think that all your problems are going to be fixed in one session. So it's like, oh, I really like her, but I can't afford it. Or I really like her, but we didn't touch on the things I needed that day because I didn't know where to go. Or I do I know the right verbiage so I don't feel stupid, but yet I need her to know where I'm at.
To me, I think group therapy works a lot better than solo therapy
Yeah.
because you're in with like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
You find out that your shit is not as bad as you think. So there's some people there that
Definitely so.
that outshit you.
Really?
Oh
No,
God,
really.
yeah.
There's some
I
diarrhea
sat there.
divorce.
I I sat in mine. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I have no reason to complain.
Yeah.
There's like restraining orders
Yeah.
and all sorts of shit.
Court
Yeah.
and, holding animals hostage.
Yes, yes,
Do you
yes.
split the dog in half literally or do you...
Man. So I sat there in my church driven
Yeah.
therapy and I sat there, I was like, wow, life ain't so bad. Not to relish in their shit, but man, my shit is nothing.
Mine was just my wife didn't want to be married to me anymore, right? So,
So from that standpoint, it's a lot cheaper. I think mine was 7 weeks, 2 hours, 14 hours, $25. You can't beat that with a stick.
no.
Yes,
Yeah, that's great.
that was nice.
Well, I know like the one I went to, it was like a donation for like the head counselor people, like the ones that organize it that would try to pull questions out of you. Like,
So what kind of
they,
donation? Money?
no,
What?
like you could make a donation like to buy the coffee next time or like,
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
like
gotcha.
$5, $10, I want to bring donuts one time, so it wasn't like you were paying for it and it
Hmm.
was technically free, but it's like, hey, we bought everybody, I don't know.
You want to get some skin in the game.
Yeah. So it's, now, okay, next week I'm going to bring this. So that's a commitment because I said I'm already going to bring it. So I have to bring it because that's why I'm coming, but not really. I'm actually coming because I'm a hot mess.
Yep.
But my excuse was, oh, I told him I'd bring pie,
Yep.
so one of those.
But it kind of works as like a dual thing that
Yeah.
you make a point to go. You can't disappoint them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think because of my profession and because of who I am in general, like at work, I call myself the healer because that's my job. I pretty much try to heal with,
Except for teeth.
oh God, no
Yes.
teeth. I don't like the teeth. I'm sorry. I mean, I need a
Anyway,
couple over here, but yeah. So, what was I saying, David?
teeth.
You threw me
The
off with
teeth.
teeth.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of times teeth are not good.
I know. But they pay the
That's
but
what
they pay the
he
mortgage.
said.
Um,
Your mortgage.
what about online professional therapy? I've seen more and more of that.
Yeah, there's a lot like you can Zoom, you can call you. There's like I think there's like it's not a dating app, but it's like a date the therapist, like finding a therapist app where you put all your information in and who's the best therapist for you. So it's like a swipe left or right to find the therapist that works for you.
So
Therapy.
Tinder therapy app.
Yeah, but
Wow.
yeah, therapist. Yeah. So there's a
Wow.
lot of like I know especially because of the suicide rate that's gone way up since COVID and all that stuff. You can like make a phone call and then be like, hey, what are you feeling right now? And then they'll connect you with someone that's like in your area or someone your age or someone like that you can relate to, but it's a therapist.
What about people? And this is a big one about people because I was one of those people
Filter your
who
advice.
don't
Filter your advice. I mean, I don't
don't.
care if you need to put a mask
No.
on.
No.
Filter your advice.
who don't believe in therapy. Those people.
Oh,
Yeah.
spouses. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to stereotype here a little bit. A lot of male spouses do not want anybody else to know their shit.
I used to be there. Yes. Yes.
Okay, tell us why.
That is right. Because it's almost like you feel inferior that you're telling someone your shit.
And women are definitely like, I need to vent. I need to tell somebody.
Yes.
That's
It's just, Mars and Venus,
and
basically.
here's where I was at. Like, if I were to so the people that I was around was all my ex's family. So if I were to vent to my sister-in-law, she would tell her husband, and then the husband would tell my ex-husband, and then it was always 2 to 3 degrees away from him
And it will always get misconstrued too.
And then it was
Yeah.
like the game of telephone where I was like, I didn't say that, but I did say this. So now there's already, he's coming at me because he's heard it from someone else where I thought I was safe enough to share marital things that weren't so terrible, which turned terrible because I told somebody else.
What about non-traditional methods of therapy? There's so many non-traditional.
All right, what?
Drugs,
Oh,
alcohol,
alcohol.
alcohol.
I raised my hand to that because um, it was almost so I didn't have to feel.
Yep.
It was,
You were,
I felt
you were
that,
like escaping.
yeah. And I'm very outgoing, but I haven't dated in 24 years. Like, I hadn't dated forever. Um, and I dated my ex-husband for like a year and a half before we got married. So it was like, I am so out of this game. I know it's hard to believe, Rachel
I
was
know.
nervous. And to meet people now and the expectations of dating now are like, we're going to have sex or we're not. And then it's like, I might like you, but I don't, but I might ghost you, but I won't. And I am not good at being like people not liking me. Well, now I'm like, I don't fucking care if you like me or not. Here's who I am. And that took me a long time.
Get there.
And alcohol helped me get rid of some of those fears and those, I failed because that was one of my big thing. I failed. Why would you want to date me? And then I would like talk you out of trying to date me because I failed. And it was just a defense where I'm so hurt. I'm not going to let anybody in. I want to date because I want to see what's out there and I don't want to be alone.
At least you figured out when to let that rabbit hole go, though, because some people don't let that
His
rabbit
name
hole
is
go.
Lance.
Well, no, I'm talking letting go of the rabbit hole of drinking.
Oh,
Yeah, that one.
and the thing that kept, my parents were both alcoholics.
Yep.
The thing that I kept saying in my head, you're one drink away, one drink away before becoming your mom.
Yep.
Or, like my dad was definitely a happy
Or
drunk.
your ex, yep.
But
Definitely.
then my dad also died from liver cancer. So drank himself to death. Plus he had diabetes, all this other stuff. So in my head, I'm one step away of becoming the alcoholic that I was expected to be because of my lineage. There's a lot of people in my mom's family that were alcoholics.
Mhm.
So I think what happens is that you hear it or you don't. So you hear that little voice saying, okay, that's enough. That's enough. And when are you actually going to start feeling this stuff?
Mhm.
And so I think it was really my son too. I'm like, I cannot drink because when he's here, the only thing I'm thinking about is drinking because I don't want him to be sad and I want to be the happy mom and I want to do this and I want to do that, but I can't take care of everybody else because my brain won't shut off.
Because if you drink, you don't feel it, so you're not able to get through it.
Yeah. And then when I was drinking too, I was super mom. I was like, oh, I can do all this stuff because I'm
don't feel
happily
any
in love.
pain.
Yeah. And
Feel
so
happy.
I could deal with his sadness because I wasn't feeling any of mine. But when I started like peeling back the layers, literally, we were able to talk and it was honest and it was, I think it was the most honest I've been with myself because I had to be honest with him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, I still had I still have some walls that, I'm going to get left. I'm going to get pushed behind because I left and this and that. So there's a lot of tearing up. I don't know why. A lot of questions that I still like, am I good enough?
What about your favorite? My favorite is which friends to trust. Been there, done that.
Well, and
which ones do you talk to? It's like, I'm not talking to you about this because you are a pain in the ass.
well,
How
and
do you
navigate
vet
that?
them?
Yeah.
Vet them, yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely, it's definitely a vetting process because you have to know what you can tell them, what you don't want to step on someone's toes with. And especially if they know your spouse and they're friends with your spouse or their husband was friends with your spouse and vice versa, or if you hung out and you've all had fun together, but they don't see the inside stuff, you almost have to play the part, if that makes sense.
So it's almost like a test.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost just test them. Say, hey, maybe I'll tell her this and see if it gets back to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I've done
Yeah.
that a
Yeah.
ton of. My parents taught me that trick too. They'd be like, "Let's make up a really good juicy one, see how long it
Yeah.
takes back, and who
Yeah.
gets it to me, and who says what, blah blah blah."
So you
Yeah.
so you tell different people different things and you figure out
Who said what?
who said what.
Yeah.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
It's pretty fun. But the thing is too, like now these people also play games
Yeah.
that, your truth one day could be the absolute truth, and the next day it could be all bullshit because who doesn't want an access story, so.
My favorite is your friend from work. They used to bring you the coffee.
Oh, that's
Say,
my girl
hey, yeah,
Tracy.
yeah. Shout out to Tracy.
She's like she's one of those humans that's just, when you meet them, you just get them,
Yep.
and they get you, and you know
They don't
how
ask for anything.
how close we've become through actually not. And again, she's far. She lives up where I'm from. It's about an hour from me. Just we check in on each other all the time, like, hey,
Yep.
how you doing? And her kids are like my kids, and she loves my kids like, I love her kids. And
Yep.
she's had some really hard things recently with her daughter, and I have a 21-year-old daughter, and I don't know exactly what she's going through, but we've been through similar
Stuff.
scenarios. And so she's helped me through my divorce just by handing me a protein shake saying, I know you don't want to eat, but you can drink. So here you go. Or like bringing me a cookie when I didn't know I needed a cookie. And like, I don't know what you need, but I'm here no matter what, any
So those are
time
those
of day.
special friends.
Yeah. And like the morning that I finally left, she was the one that was there. I opened the door. She's there. She takes my son. I see her face. I'm like, she was that person that I knew I had someone here because we moved so far away from all of our family. Like, I don't have any family here other than my ex-husband, my kids, and now Lance and his family.
Hmm.
But I have no Rachel family here other than that, and so I didn't have anyone else to go to because I couldn't go to my little tiny family because they were all going through the feelings of it.
Things. And I also think that special friends, the ones that get it, even though you're bitching about your ex, they listen. They
Actively listen.
they don't get involved. Oh girl, yeah, he's horrible. Oh girl, they kind of listen and they take it
And
in.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't judge.
And the thing
Yeah.
too is like her and her husband are still friendly with my ex, and well, he broke up with his ex-girlfriend, but the girlfriend at the time, they're friendly. They still live close to each other. So like, they need to borrow the lawnmower, they call him, and that's fine because I don't want anybody
Hmm.
to hate him because of our situation because
You
we're
don't.
still friendly.
You
So
don't.
no, I
How's
don't.
that feel?
I
Kidding. Kidding.
honestly don't want anybody
Kidding.
to hate anybody.
How's that feel? Anyway,
Do you
let's
want
move
to?
on.
Do you want to?
No, no.
Oh,
Well,
I charge like $700 an hour.
no,
So you want to
no.
talk? Let's go.
So let's talk about other forms of non-traditional, non-professional
What's
therapy.
something that you didn't know could help you in there, like going through the divorce? Like something was like, oh, you know what? Like you said, your bike, riding your
Riding my
bike.
bicycle helped a lot.
Yeah.
I wore out tires, man.
And also the one section of the library.
Yeah. reading reading sexual karma books. Yes, yes, that really
Kama
helps.
Sutra.
Karma Sutra. Getting involved
Just
in
make
that
sure your
and
son stays
just
behind the yellow ropes.
yeah, 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 buying the pot in the bathroom. Reading,
Yeah.
listening to music. Um,
Podcasting.
when podcasting, when I was going through my divorce recovery process at the church, one of the ladies said that she danced. She turned the music up loud and just
Oh,
danced
I
around
love
the
that.
danced around the living room.
And I think one of the most cathartic things I did was music. I think music can help you heal if you're listening to the right genre. Like I
Did you,
found
did
some
you
new.
sing too? Yeah, you probably
Of
sang too. Of course
course.
you did. No one's
I
around.
cannot sing, but in the car and in the shower,
You are
like
the best singer.
Mariah,
Yeah,
Whitney, look out
yeah,
because I'm awesome.
yeah,
I mean, the boy is mine.
yeah, yeah,
Monica, anybody?
yeah.
But yeah, so I think one of the things that helped me was I'm an active learner. I love to learn new things. And even if I don't become an expert in it, like,
Hmm.
I love to know about the stars. And yes, I have fallen into the horoscope, crystally bullshit. I get it. But it's something that keeps your mind off. And if you
Yep.
can read and learn more, like things give off energy, and I'm an energy, and you're this. Cause, I've told you, like, the church has failed me more times than not. And I know I believe in something, but I'm not sure
The
what that is.
church.
Yeah, so like I always say, blessed by the Buddha, because whatever. But I I think learning and trying to find ways to help other people through it,
Hmm.
like the podcasting, and like every time I get a topic, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do some little research, but I don't want to know too much because I don't know it all, and I don't need to be an expert, but I can give little hints
Yeah.
of things, and
If we
then
help one person,
yeah.
One
Like love
person.
language.
Yeah.
I would not have read a lot about love language. I've been like, that's bullshit.
Yep.
That's
I don't
horse.
believe in that shit.
That's crazy
Yeah.
voodoo magic, you
Yeah.
know. So, but when you get the science behind it, which, you know, I'm a nurse, so I love science and I want you to prove to me why there's things. And yes, I have hope that there's beautiful things out there, but I also love unicorns. Like, come on. I know they're not real, but
And they could be. They could be.
they could have been, and then some
Yes.
stupid man killed them all.
Yes.
You know,
And
but
it had to be a man going through a divorce, probably. But anyway, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yes.
it might have been a woman, you
Yes.
know, that horn. Put a little Bowery in it.
Yeah.
Pokey pokey.
Well,
I just went far right. Did
it's
I have
kind of
candy
sharp,
to
though,
you?
isn't it? Or just dull it up.
I mean,
Maybe it could be USB.
I think they're rounded.
Maybe it could be USB.
Maybe they could be energized by moon crystals or some
Yeah,
shit, you know,
yeah.
because they are magical.
Yes. Maybe. Hey, maybe a vibrator is therapy.
Oh, yeah. Self care. Self care. We forgot about that therapy. Hold on. I got to go to therapy.
Get excited.
So, like, when you buy a $300 vibrator, because they are pretty expensive, some of those
But-
ones with all the gadgets,
But
I'm paying
that's
for
one-
therapy.
But that's one.
Do you
one
think my
session of
EAP
therapy,
will
man.
pay for that? My employee, so you know,
What's that cafeteria plan?
do I get a red ticket or a blue one? Like, am I freelance or reduced?
is a cafeteria plan? Does that cover vibrators? Yes.
Is that part of para? Is it retirement fund for dildos? I mean,
it could be.
are you telling me how to
What's that
wait?
one? Wait. No.
Do I need to invest in dildos? It's part of my
What's that-
retirement.
What's that one? Long-term care.
So, what do you have to offer at this long-term care facility? We have a private room for you to self-care.
Oh my God, you got me again.
All
Ooh.
batteries or USB.
USB, alkaline or energizer.
Lithium, baby. Lithium. We want it hot.
Oh, I was wondering when the podcast was going to skew
I'm like,
a little bit to the
I
left.
really need to look into this retirement plan of long-term, long. I love when I measure.
You
I
know,
love when I measure
it's-
on our show.
It's a whole little different
Long
when
term.
it's 401 vibrator K.
Wait, what's like a USB plug voltage?
Yeah.
You know, like is it a 220? Is it a one? Is it a 40 watt?
Hopefully.
40 watt retirement plan.
Oh, okay. Another one is another non-traditional
Sex.
therapy.
Sex, love, and magic.
Sex.
Okay, my nose
Yes.
is running.
Oh my God.
Make him a nose run
My eyes are burning.
because it's hot in here. Lithium battery.
Staying busy. Yes.
Getting busy.
Doing
Getting busy. I like that.
doing puzzles.
Your new retirement plan is getting busy.
Get busy.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Oh,
And you could do it in nature. It could become a hobby. You can have some wine
drugs
before.
and alcohol with it.
Don't tell your family, and we're not involving friends. So we have a list of things that we're going to go over in like our little, you know.
I think we already
outline.
did it.
I just said them all. Okay, end of podcast over.
Thank
We're
you for
probably not going to
listening.
tell the priest in our confession, but yeah.
I don't think sex is therapy.
Oh, good sex is.
Oh, girl.
Girl, good sex is.
Girl.
Okay, so when you've had sex and you've had good sex,
Good sex.
it's therapy.
Okay.
Okay. There's Oreos, and then there's
And it's golden
the,
Oreos.
no, there's
What?
birthday cake Oreos.
Okay.
And then there's the Aldi brand.
What's that?
Like it's like that grocery store that's like you got to bag your own shit and it's all off brand
okay,
and all
gotcha,
that. Yeah.
gotcha,
So
gotcha.
there's birthday cake Oreo, and then there's Aldi brand.
Oh, okay.
I might be saying it wrong because I'm from Jersey, but Aldi, whatever.
Oh, so kind of like Safeway. King
And
Supers.
they're expensive.
Kroger's.
No, this is like
Everything's
This is like the
expensive.
dollar
honey.
store grocery store.
Everything's expensive.
listen. It's not gas.
The dollar is $1.25 now.
I know inflation
What
fucking
the
sucks.
hell?
I'm like, I don't have a quarter. I got 22 cents,
22 cents.
not 27. Okay, but yeah. So no, I think, and here's my thought on sex. Okay, when you're divorced and you're now starting to date and you're getting into relationships or you're getting into long-term people.
It's getting deep. Go ahead.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Because I luckily, like, I dated a couple people. I was in a 3 month thing, and then it was all lies and everything. And then I met this man that I'm with, this love of my life. Um, because I didn't feel sexy, I didn't feel needed, I didn't feel wanted, I didn't feel sexual. I didn't feel like
But
that was a part of my marriage.
But did you like slowly but surely ramp it up?
So now, like, I don't know, maybe I'm a weird girl because a lot of girls I talk to, like, they could care less about sex. I love sex because it's connecting with a person who also wants, and again, there's one night stands, there's all this other stuff. But when you have sex with someone that you're on the same page, you're on the same level, you want the same thing, and it's healthy and it's loving and it's that.
But that's not therapy, though.
That is therapy because women's minds have to be in sex.
But that's not therapy. They're not therapizing.
They're showing me what I was missing.
They're like getting a boyfriend. That's different. I'm talking about healing from divorce.
Healing. Sex was healing. I had some sexual feelings, but sexual healing.
Ooh, baby.
Sexual healing. Yeah. No, it was because I felt wanted. I felt needed. I felt pretty. I felt sexy. I felt adored. I felt all these things that can
makes
heal
you feel better about yourself. Yeah.
Exactly.
That somebody wants me.
And
somebody wants to pound me. Thank you.
It's making love, not sex.
Making love. Somebody want to make love to
you. It's fucking. Come on. Okay. But no, like, it definitely heals your soul because you feel confident now that someone actually is taking an interest in you. Like, sex before was like, okay,
men,
all right.
Men feel the same way. Uh-huh.
Shut the fuck up.
We feel the same way.
You see my sign?
Zero.
Oh, wait.
We feel the
fucks,
same way that women do. It makes us feel pretty. It makes us feel better about ourselves. It gives us a little bit of energy inside that someone wants us. I feel pretty.
So pretty and witty and what's the word?
Bitty.
No, like, I think
I do see how sex can.
Okay, here's my example for you. You're with your wife. She doesn't want you anymore. Mm-hmm. You get with someone else. You're like, oh, baby, like, bound chicka wow wow. I could be good for your ego. I could be good for your confidence. I could be good for your heart, knowing like you are worth and valued by me because I want to.
You want to bop them on the head.
What is it? Little bunny foo foo hopping through the forest. Okay, we're so old.
Feel my spot on the head. Along came the fairy. Anyway.
And she said, okay, we're old. That's an old song. If you don't know it, look it up. It's very cute.
I do see where great sex can, yeah. So that's, okay, great sex is therapy. Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes.
And it took how long for you to get there? This is why women are superior. National Women's Month.
Oh, that's right. Damn, the whole month.
Whole fucking month.
Damn.
Whole month.
About a day?
We should get like 369 days just to say. I mean, we'll add some extra ones in there.
Oh, no.
And I said 69, and you're welcome, toddler. Mm-hmm. But no, I think a loving relationship after too is healing. So you've gone through all the therapy.
Well, it kind of shows you what you were missing, and it gives you hope for
and value.
Things to come.
And I think one of my big thing was, okay, I failed. I have no value. I'm getting divorced. And in our generations, divorce was a big deal. Now it's just like, I'm going to the grocery store. I'm getting divorced. Yep. I'm doing this. It's literally like there's no pause. We're like, oh, really? You're getting divorced? I'm so sorry. Like, whoa, whoa. Now it's like, oh, okay. I'm going to go ride my bike now. So it's not a big of a deal. And I think people are missing that healing part of it too. So they just go, oh yeah, I'm getting divorced. Oh, I'm going out with this guy next week. What? There was a lot that goes into that because if you're saying I'm divorcing on Friday and you're meeting someone on Wednesday, you've already stepped out of that marriage a while ago.
You're working fast.
And you're not, and how quickly are you healing and how much are you actually growing from this next experience? And But
some people don't want to be alone. That's another thing.
And I think it's a big man thing.
Yeah. Seriously.
No, no, no. Seriously, I think like a lot. Like I can only go by, my ex and an uncle of mine. It was like my aunt had passed away, and like a month later he was dating. It's because he didn't want to be alone. And I think I remember my cousin saying like, my aunt saying to her best friend like, if I ever die, Jim's gonna date like right away. Oh, I just called my uncle out. Anyway, his daughter listens. Hey, Jenny, I love you. But we've had this conversation like, a lot of it is I don't want to be alone, but I also do need to feel and I also need to do my thing and all sort of stuff. So they get stuck in these
Yeah.
things and now you're like, I haven't healed. I haven't talked about it. I haven't vented. I haven't gone through all the stages of like the first year, of course, of anything, death, divorce, all this stuff. I feel like you're numb.
Especially if you get married like a year later, there's no way you had a chance to heal unless you checked out early.
I'm
Yeah.
saying like
Yeah.
if you're quick into getting into something that like that rapidly, you definitely have checked out way before because I'm 2.5 almost. I guess I've been divorced. July will be 2 years. I'm divorced, and
Checkout phase three,
I
3.5.
yeah I feel like a year ago I was still like I'm not good enough. I'm not this. How can someone love? How can Lance love me when I could not make my marriage of 24 years, last?
But that's
What
part of
doesn't?
therapy that you
Yeah.
go through that process and you build in that
And
process.
I think too, like bouncing things off of someone, like he was divorced, I'm divorced,
Hmm.
bouncing things off of each other and, saying, well, I felt like this, but I felt like that. But whatever you felt, it's okay. And, I'm here to listen. And, a lot of mine is, I don't know why I'm crying. Like
Hmm.
that's literally half of our conversation because I'll think of something or, like, my daughter's in college and she's gonna get a job next year, and then my son and his girlfriend are been dating for 6 years, so they may get married, or like all these things that are going into
Hmm.
like we were talking like
Life doesn't stop.
his daughter's gonna graduate high school, and then there's another 4 years where he has to like check schedules with his daughter, and I go, and well, in 4 years after that, you kind of just make plans with the daughter and not with the ex-wife too, because
Hmm.
they're still integrated because of the kids. And I says, well, Logan's 10. I still got like 8 years, and then
Yeah.
if he goes to college and all this other stuff, and I go,
We'll be doing this a long time then.
thank,
8 more years. Damn.
thankfully we're friendly enough where like, okay, this is what we're doing, this is how it works. Like my son's sick today, he didn't go to school, but he's home, and we're both checking on him even though he's at his dad's. And it's just a lot of things therapy can help you with that you don't think about right in the midst of it.
I bet
Or
your kids can be therapy.
oh
That you
yeah,
that you have to not act a fool
well, exactly.
because
And
you're kids.
well,
Yeah.
and my thing too is, I didn't want to be alone in my own grief, but not necessarily with another like adult. I i would look forward to seeing my son
Hmm.
because he was so my joy. Like he was so my everything. So when I didn't have him, like, okay, in 2 days I have him, this is what we're gonna do. I would make plans. We had this, I'd make sure I wasn't gonna drink, and I couldn't do this, and I couldn't make plans with this person, and blah 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 blah. So it was a way of getting me day by day, step by step, to the thing I enjoyed the most, and that was my son. When I didn't have him, I'm like, I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do this. I'm going to eat. I'm going to not drink. Well, no, it ended up, usually I was drinking a bottle of wine by myself, passing out, and then waking up with a headache going, oh, fuck, I got to go to work.
Dang. That's a crazy merry-go-round.
Yeah. And I think, especially not having any family here and like not, and I guess I'm one of those people too, like I will get to the bottom, be at the lowest point of my life. And when I start to rise up, whoever's there, I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want anybody to be sad and I don't want to cry
Yeah.
and blah, 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 even though I do cry a lot. But I don't want to make you worry about me because I'm sad, especially if you have something.
Yep.
Because I would always like push it off of
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. You don't want to take up all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of the time, any parting words, Rachel? Rachel's parting words.
Parting words. What part of therapy do you think helped you the most? I mean, you were a facilitator too, but
Yeah.
what part of your own therapy do you think helped you?
Like I said before, I think facilitating helped me the most because I was able to help other people. So helping other people for me helped me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And I say, like my my medical background, being a nurse, being a bereavement counselor for a little bit when I lost my son, all helped me get through this, I think, in a healthy way,
Yep.
even though there were some unhealthy habits. There was definitely some unhealthy nights. There were some unhealthy weekends. There was some unhealthy dating.
But
There
you
were-
almost have to go through that to get to the prize, though. You know, you got to kiss the frogs per se
Yeah.
to get to the prize.
and you have to really put yourself first and say, I don't like this. I do like this. Or I really felt great when someone said that or did that, or saying nothing at all. And like, the friend who just like, I'm here. I don't know what you need. I don't know what you're going through right now. I've been through a divorce, but it's not the same. It's not the same path. It's not the same person. It's not the same journey. It's not the same scenario. It's not the same time. It's not, I didn't have, my kids weren't that age. I didn't have kids when I went through my divorce. Like just all these things that go into it. And when you have someone willing to listen, whether paid or not, it gives you a chance to, I think once you say it, you release it. And just that is healing. And I think that's why podcasting for us is, one thing I say can say to someone, put the drink down. Just feel.
Like I said, if we save one person,
Yeah. Put a timer on and say for 1 hour, I'm going to just be in my own self, be in my own cry. And when that timer goes off, you wipe your face off, you pick up, put your big panties on, and you move along. And then hopefully every day it's a little bit more time, or it's a little bit more like, woe is me. And okay, now what I got to do for me.
so
Or-
baby steps.
Yeah. And I think that's part of therapy, whether it's nature or, I don't know, OnlyFans, where you put pictures of your feet. If that's what you got to do to get through, do it, girl.
All right,
Gas
Miss
is getting
Rachel.
expensive.
Hey, grab the 0 fucks given. Just put it in front of you there, so you can see. From Pete.
Hey, Pete.
Thanks, Pete, for sending that to us.
And I'm glad that you agree with me,
Yes.
because this is better than forgiveness.
Yeah, he said that was a Valentine's Day gift, but it's really late. But better
Like Valentine's
sooner.
next year?
Yeah. All right.
It's a St. Patrick's Day gift.
Yeah, there we go. All right, everybody. Have
Yeah.
a nice night. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.